The 3 keys to mastering the beautiful yet aggressive boxing style known as the Peekaboo, made famous by Jose Torres, Floyd Patterson, Mike Tyson, and the godfather of the teachings, Customato. Hello, Earthlings. Ultraviolet Rounder from the Bronx here. And today we're going to get into number one, being the most important, just like you see right here, is the stance to the 180 twist, either going left or right, to hopping left or right as well. So just like I'm facing you here, my left foot is going to turn at about a 50-degree angle. If you're southpaw, it's going to be your right foot, okay? But just like me and most people being orthodox, you're going to have that left foot turned in about a 50-degree angle. Slightly bend those knees, all right? Crunch your torso. Now, with your right foot, you're going to bring it back about 2 steps, and you're going to be having your foot face in a forward direction, ready to pounce and engage on your opponent and move aggressively forward. From here, you're going to bend those knees, tighten up your trunk, your torso, and your abs. You're going to bring your hands up to your face, right underneath your eyes, hence the name, the Peekaboo, okay? And the upside down V shape. Relax those shoulders. Now, this is the stance right here. Now, the key thing is you're going to slightly turn your rear shoulder, which is your right one, back just slightly. This is the stance right here. This is where you want to get comfortable with. It's super square, but it has its purpose. Now from here, you're going to work on shifting your weight to the left and to the right. So as you're shifting your weight, you see my head is breaking the center line. Okay, so as I'm shifting my weight, my head is breaking the center line, and that's what yours supposed to be doing. So as I'm in the stance, just simply drop my weight to the left as I lean slightly in that direction, making sure my head breaks that center line. And then going back to the center, to the right, okay? Now, as I get comfortable here, everything will have its purpose, you understand. But as I get comfortable right here in this shifting rocking motion back and forward, then I go into the twist, which can be very, very hard if you're not comfortable in this stance yet. So I will say, try to get comfortable doing this here, okay? And then as you get comfortable, then you work on that twist, okay? And right back to the stance. So again, going either way and right back. This helps with hitting those fast twitch muscles and creating that explosiveness that you need to get in or to get out, okay? Because the style relies completely on cardio and explosiveness and being very aggressive. So as you get comfortable shifting your weight left to right, and you're comfortable here, all right, and going back, then you could work on applying that explosiveness you got from hopping to the left or hopping to the right, or even hopping forward and hopping back out, okay? Because that's what it gets you prepped for when you have to get in there while breaking the center line to get to your opponent. Now, number 2, excuse me, this plays on to number 1. You see how we're shifting weight in that stance? Now from here, we're going to work on shuffling side to side and Customato shifting around the opponent, okay, either right or left. Because when you're moving and you're shifting your weight, you always want to be able to break the center line through creating an angle to take your opponent out. All right, because again, that style relies on explosiveness. And if you're watching Mike Tyson, what was he always doing? Always moving his head and always trying to get in there and create angles to take his opponent out. All right, so you always want to keep that in mind. All right, as you're getting comfortable with that stance, and you're able to move forward with it without crossing legs, go to the left or to the right without crossing your legs, then it makes it easier shifting your weight when you need to get in and to get out. All right, so working on that shifting of the weight, 180 twist, hopping left, hopping right, and then shifting your weight, pendulum around your opponent while maintaining the breaking of that center line from the head. Now, number 3, incorporating rolls and slips while punching. But before we even get into the rolls and slips, when you're throwing a punch, okay, I don't know if you noticed, unless Mike Tyson was doing a gazelle hook, a gazelle jab, or a gazelle uppercut to get in to try to take his opponent out, they felt the opponent was trying to scurry away. All his punches were tight. So you really want to focus on tight punches, okay? Keeping it in that little circle, because tight punches are very effective when done properly. And you can attest this to the way Arthur Betterbeeve is in terms of hurting his opponents and eventually getting them out of there. All right. So So focus on throwing either the uppercut, you drop your hand slightly, boom, up. All right. Again, going back into that shifting of the weight, going to the left for the left uppercut, cross, nice and tight. From here, boom, straight from my chin, around with the left or the right hook. Now, as you're getting comfortable with those punches, and as we were talking about for 1 and 2, now you're going to try to walk forward while throwing those punches, while shifting your weight and coming around with the rolls, okay? Because as you get comfortable there, you don't need to go maximum speed. Then you'll see why everything makes sense when it comes to moving around your opponent to get in and to get out. All right, so going over the 3 things again. Get comfortable in this stance. It's unnatural, especially if you think about the traditional boxing stance. It's very unnatural because you're more square and you're not as to the side, and you have more of yourself to get hit and more open. But the key to this is the aggressiveness you can create coming forward to hurt your opponent to get him out if you are working those explosive, fast twitch muscles properly. Okay, so from that shifting, you're going into that shuffling. Okay, and then from that shuffling, you're getting comfortable slipping while moving and rolling side to side while throwing punches. If you keep that in mind, you study Mike Tyson, you study Jose Torres, you study Floyd Patterson, the way Custom Auto taught, you will get really good at the peekaboo. But the key thing here is that you have to get into a boxing gym some way, somehow, and try to apply it in sparring and slowly building yourself up. So if that application is working properly, that means you have done the research. Hopefully this helps. Thank you for joining me on the journey to Ultraviolet. And if you liked the video, please comment, like, and subscribe, and always work towards becoming your greatest version.